What's up, gentlemen? Rapskine here. What you're looking at in the background is yet another killing frenzy I got back in the Halo 5 beta. So in my previous video, before the 750 subs Q&A special, I asked you guys if you could have any game type return to Halo 5 from a previous Halo game, which one would you like to see? Strongholds, in my opinion, I thought was a really cool addition to the Halo realm. I think it could be a really cool objective game type, or like a competitive game type. I really think that this one could actually stand a chance. I really like how if you're controlling less than half or less than 2 of the objectives, then you're not scoring whatsoever. So it really encourages teamwork on pushing on those hills or the capture points. And it discourages camping because there's always somebody trying to capture one of the hills so they can start earning points. So I really thought that this was a really cool addition to the Halo realm. So, but yeah, it got me thinking as to what game types you guys might want to see return. So we'll go over your guys' thoughts, and at the end of the video, I'll reveal my pick for the game type that I'd like to see come back for Halo 5. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So first up, we have Mr. Wayne Kerr as a clever username, Sarah. I see what you did there. He says, I really want to see Extraction come back from Halo 4, as it was the only one really competitive game mode in Halo 4. And yeah, I think that you may be correct there. As far as like new game types that were added into Halo 4, Extraction was the strongest contender for a competitive game type, and I really would have liked to see Ricochet be a competitive game mode as well. There were some tweaks made later on for the V5 settings, but even then I think it was like just too late for those to be seen in the competitive scene. But I do think that Ricochet was a contender to be a competitive mode along with Extraction. Thank you for the comment, Mr. Wanka. Goodbye6 says, ideally, I'd like to see every game type return in Halo 5. We have no idea whether classics like CTF will work well, so it's better to have more options. I agree with you there. My vote is for Extraction because it can work on a wide variety of maps, and I don't think the abilities will mesh well with game types involving a carried objective, but we'll just have to wait and see. And he says, another random thought, I hope the Hill in King of the Hill disables abilities, because as much fun as it could be doing it, it would suck to be ground pounded in the hill. And yeah, I can definitely see myself getting frustrated if I'm holding the hill and all of a sudden somebody just comes out of nowhere and just murks me and anybody else standing in the hill. But I think that I think it could actually be really cool to be able to ground pound, because I don't really see any way that they could prevent you, like once you get the momentum going from the ground pound, I don't see how they would stop that momentum from you slamming in the ground and knocking anybody out of the hill. And to be honest, I think it would actually be kind of cool to be able to ground pound people in there, because you could knock them out and then take the hill for yourself. But, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll see what King of the Hill has in store for us in Halo 5. So up next we have Reckham Gaming. He says, I really wanted to bring back Extraction. And by the way, nice vids, I'll be subscribing to you. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Reckham Gaming. I do appreciate that very much. And I do agree. I would love to see Extraction come back. It was a really great game mode. BS972 says, I'd like to see Ricochet. I think it would work well with the H5 movement mechanics with sprint and thrusters. Yeah, and I do agree, sir. It definitely worked well when it came to Halo 4, so I don't see why the same wouldn't work when it comes to Halo 5, definitely. Up next, we have Majority, and he says, I'd really like to see a one flag or any asymmetrical game type on a great map returning. One flag / bomb on high ground or powerhouse was phenomenal. And also a reworked headhunter might be good too, or stockpile. I really like stockpile. Yeah, and I agree. Like Halo Reach had some of the best and like just coolest ideas for game types, and I would really like to see a lot of those return for sure. Reclaimed Destiny says, my favorite game types in Halo have always been the classics like Slayer, King of the Hill, Flag, and All Ball. But besides those ones, a game type in Reach called Headhunter was one of my favorite game types, which no one really seems to talk about. I would not want an Invasion remake because we have Warzone now, which is much better. Also, I would love to see Extraction from Halo 4 return. Extraction was one of my favorite game types in Halo 4, especially playing customs in Station 9. Yeah, and Station 9 was like the map rather to play Extraction on. That was like the go-to map to do that. Now, I gotta say, I'm really bummed out that Invasion isn't making a return. I'm really hoping that sometime down the line, maybe we'll have some playable elites. You know, I would love to see like an Invasion game type kind of mix with Warzone, where you have, you know, Spartans and elites while also having AI on the field as well. I think that would be a phenomenal game type to see, and I would love to see something like that come to Halo 5. Up next, the crazed Spartan says, I would love to see some of the Halo Reach game types make an appearance like Headhunter or Stockpile. Multi-Team Headhunter was a chaotic fun fest, so many good times. But my top pick though for game types would be something called Halo Ball. It was one of the game types they used in Halo Reach that allowed forgers to make games of hockey or skee ball. You only saw it in Action Sack, but they were quite fun to play and interesting to see how forgers used it for their creations. Yeah, I actually remember that. I remember playing like skee ball with the gravity hammer. You had to like throw the ball up there in the skee ball, and depending on which hole you got it into, it granted you a certain amount of points depending on which hole you got it in. That's what she said. But yeah, those are really cool game types. That'd be cool to see that come back for sure. Lurker Zero says, my vote for returning game modes would have to be either Headhunter from Reach or Ricochet from Halo 4. Both were extremely fun casual modes with just enough objective to keep the slaying from getting out of control. Yeah, dude, I enjoyed both of those. Headhunter was really awesome. Like, it was just so chaotic, like trying to get all those kills, especially with free-for-all Headhunter. Because if anybody got like 15 skulls and then scored them all at the same time, they got that Skull and Manjaro medal and like instantaneously won the match. It was a lot of fun, and I really like Ricochet as well. Logan Grimnar says, I'd be really upset if SWAT didn't make a return, but I would also be sad if they didn't bring back Ricochet. And just the thought, throw Turkey Ball into the map selection. It fits in with their whole competitive thing, and it was just damn fun to play. Yeah, and you know, the name of the game when it comes to the competitive multiplayer in Halo 5 is Arena, and I don't think there was any more of an arena game type than Ricochet, especially when it came to Turkey Bowl. Like, it was literally just a football field where you played like the closest thing to football in the Halo universe, which is Ricochet. So that would be really cool. I absolutely loved playing Turkey Bowl. It was like the ultimate noob fest. Like, I got so many cool gameplays on there. Up next, HappyZoo5 says, well, if I have a choice, I wouldn't know what to tell you because the obvious answer is Invasion, but I don't want to be that guy who's just like those other guys who are all like all the guys who want Invasion to return. Jesus. And besides that, we really don't know of any game types that are or not returning, so I politely ask if you can increase the range to custom games so I can declare my choice for proper classic speed made by Darth Human himself. So many good memories on that minigame. So many good memories. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, custom games or just like legit game types, quote unquote, which, I mean, Forge game types aren't legit. But yeah, I would love to see speed come back. That was insanely fun to just be speeding, like going faster and faster and faster down that hallway. It was a lot of fun for sure. Up next, Bladed Arbiter says, this is a tough one. I guess although we have Warzone, which in my opinion is a good replacement for Invasion, I would still like to see Invasion return, along with playable elites. I would also like to see Dominion, Regicide, and Infection return as well. And I don't know if this counts, but Firefight too. Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, Firefight will be awesome. Up next, Stepback303 says, sadly this isn't very likely because we haven't seen anything related to the Gravity Hammer in Halo 5, but I would like to see Griff Ball return. It would be so much more intense with the thrusters and ground pounds. It would also be really cool if you could ground pound onto the bomb or slash ball, and it would cause an explosion all around you and kill any players close to you. Yeah, that would be really cool actually, like to be, or even like maybe like if you ground pounded it, it would send the ball flying through the air. That would be really cool as well. But yeah, dude, I wouldn't count it out just yet. Just because we haven't seen the Gravity Hammer just yet doesn't mean it's not in there, so keep your hopes up for sure. Up next, we have It's Luckful. He says, I'd like to see Infection come back. I love that on Halo Reach. Did enjoy it on Halo 4 one very much myself, but hopefully it'll be in Halo 5 and be good fun. Also, the Gaming Cell says, I'd love to see Invasion or regular Infection. Flood in Halo 4 didn't really catch my eye too much. We all know competitive game modes will return, like Slayer. Invasion had a great style in Halo Reach, but without elites, there's no Invasion. Infection, however, has fantastic elements of search and destroy, search for survivors, destroy them, / kill, infect them. Also, Forge maps are really popular with Infection. People let their imagination flow. Yeah, and I was actually really surprised that both you and It's Luckful were not really digging the Halo 4 Flood mode. I thought it would be really cool, but I think one thing they could do to kind of spruce it up is if you actually got to play as different types of the Flood. Like say like maybe some of the forms that we saw like in Halo 3 in the campaign. That would be really cool, maybe to spruce up the whole Invasion mode, or Infection mode, excuse me. So that wraps it up there. Those are all the responses that we got on the YouTubes and Twitters. Thank you all very much for those responses. So I guess that leaves now my choice for my returning game type to come into Halo 5. So there were a lot of great choices, and it was really difficult for me to just pinpoint it down to one specific game type, but in the end I had to actually go with gun game. Now this wasn't like, I guess, a legit game mode that was in Halo 4, but it was a modded game type that was brought into the Halo 4 game types that was circling around thanks to the different mods that people were making to the game. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. This was actually a game type from a Call of Duty game. I believe it actually started in Black Ops 1. I could be wrong, but I always had a ton of fun playing this. I really liked how basically it was like a progression system. Each time you played the game, they would kind of shuffle the weapons that would be in the round, but you had basically 18 tiers of weapons. Everybody would start off with the same weapon, and as you got kills, like once you got a kill with a weapon, you would progress to another tier and get a different weapon, and the first one to get through all 18 weapons was the one to win the match. And I just had an absolute blast with it. It was a competitive / casual game type, and it was just always made for good fun because there was no way that you could really like complain, because you got what you got. Everything, it was random, but it was ordered all at the same time. So that would definitely be my pick, and I think it would be really cool to see this game type come back into Halo 5. Now there were also a lot of game types that you guys mentioned as well that I would love to see come back in Halo 5. Two of which being Headhunter and Stockpile from Halo Reach. Headhunter is always good fun for free-for-all, and Team Headhunter is a lot of fun as well. It just makes for some really chaotic gameplay. It's just tons of fun. And then also Stockpile will be really fun to see as well. Stockpile will be especially interesting because in Halo 5, for the first time, we're going to be having both, not only the flagnum, but we're going to be able to juggle the flag as well. So having like multiple flags on the playing field with everybody having magnums as well, and being able to juggle all at the same time with thrusters and sprints and being able to ground pound would be just insanity. Stockpile would be really cool to see come back. So again, I want to thank you guys for all of your amazing responses for making this video. I had a blast making it, although it did take forever to do so, and I wanted to apologize for the delays in making this video. I know it was supposed to come out last Friday, but it's now coming out this Monday, but I just had a really busy week, and I had a really busy weekend. It actually took me all weekend to edit this together, so again, I do apologize for that. So to avoid situations like this from happening in the future, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial back from doing 3 videos a week to doing only 2 a week, but that's not to say I might, put extra ones out if I have the time, or if I find myself being really interested in a topic. Again, I do apologize for that, but I think you guys do understand. It just takes forever to edit, especially with these Q&A type videos. It takes a really long time to edit them all together. But speaking of Q&A videos, let's go ahead and ask the question for the next episode, and that's actually going to be pertaining to the HCS championships that we just had this weekend. And we actually just had the very last Halo 2 anniversary championships, or pro tournament, that we're ever going to see. So are you bummed to see the classic style of Halo go away, or are you excited to see what Halo 5 has in store for us? Let me know what you think about that in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Aske out!